LIKKUTEI Amarim, chapter 48, Friday, May 1st. Today's Tanya is an overview of chapter 48. Chapter 46 explained a simple yet profound way to attain love of God by mirroring His love for us when we realize the contrast of His greatness versus our smallness, and how He nonetheless puts everything aside for our personal relationship. The analogy is the great king embracing the low life unconditionally, initiating a close bond. In chapter 47, translated man's response to above meditation as a personal exodus, leaving bodily bondage for freedom of spirit, specifically articulated in the Shema. Chapter 48 returns to discuss God's greatness in the beyond creation to further magnify the value and implications of His self-contradiction, Tzimtzum, in coming down towards us, i.e. the sacrifice involved. Chapter 9 will culminate this theme, inspiring us to mirror God's selflessness and how it is represented in the blessings leading up to Shema. In today's lesson, without Tzimtzum, contraction of godly infinite light, creation would not be possible. Perek Memches, chapter 48. Having previously explained that God showed His love for the Jewish people by taking them out of the physical servitude of Egypt, the Alter Rebbe concluded chapter 47 by describing the love God shows His people by releasing them from a spiritual dimension of Egyptian bondage. This spiritual exodus is daily manifest within all Jewish souls. It is natural, therefore, that Jews should reciprocate with love, like the water that mirrors the face of the beholder, and thereby strive to overcome all obstacles that hinder their service of God. V'hine kasher yizbonein hamaskil b'gdulas ein sof baruch hu ki kishmo kain ein sof ein kates v'sachlis klau lo'or v'chayos hamispashet mimenu yisbarech b'tzoynoi hapashut. Contemplating the greatness of the blessed Ein Sof, the thinking person will come to the realization, as his name indicates, so as he there is no end or limit or finitude at all to the light and vitality that diffuse from his simple will. Simple in the sense that it has no cause, nor is it subject to limitations inherent in mortal will. Yuchad b'mahusai v'atzmasai yisbarech v'sachlis hayichud, and which is united with His essence and being in perfect unity. Being infinite, God's light cannot give rise to created and infinite beings unless it first undergoes a series of self-limiting, self-concealing contradictions known as Tzimtzumim, as is now stated. V'ilu hasa histalshalos ha'elyna mos me'or ein sof baruch hu b'li tzimtzumim rak keseder hamadregos mimadrega l'madrega b'derech ilah va'alu. Had the worlds descended from the light of the blessed Ein Sof without contractions, but according to a gradual descent from grade to grade by means of cause and effect, the loftier level being the direct cause for the manifestation of the level immediately following it. Such is the case with regard to thought and speech, that that which a person speaks is first found within his thought. Thought is the cause, and speech is the effect. Though thought is more spiritual than speech, the two levels stand in a certain proportion to each other, in that, for example, both are composed of letters and form words. This world all it contains would not have been created in its present form in a finite and limited order. From the earth to the firmament is a distance of 500 years, 500 years' journey being a finite dimension, and similarly limited is the distance between one firmament and the next, and so also the radical extent of each firmament is a distance of 500 years, and all the above applies to this world. Lo haya ha'olam hazeh nivro klal kamo shehu, ata bivchinas gevul v'sachlis me'haaretz l'rakia mahalach tafkuf shana. So that's 500 years. V'kein bein kol rakia l'rakia, v'kein oivi kol rakia v'rakia. V'afilu olam haba v'gam Eden, ha'elyain mador nishmos hatzadikim hagadolim v'haneshamos hatzmam, ve'ein sarich loimar hamalachim hein bivchinas gevul v'sachlis. Even the world to come and the higher level of Gan Eden, the abode of the souls of the great tzaddikim, and the souls themselves, and needless to add, the angels, are all in the realm of bounds and limitation. Ki yesh gevul lahasagasan ba'or ein sof baruch hu hameir alehen b'hislabshus chachma bina v'das chulu. And there is a limit to their apprehension of the light of the blessed Ein Sof, which shines upon them through being clothed in Chabad, and so on. Chachma bina das. Souls and angels in these worlds comprehend godliness as a result of its vesture in the Chabad of those worlds. Though lofty, their comprehension is nonetheless limited. V'lachein yesh gavul lahanasan lanahanin miziv hashkina umisangein ba'or Hashem. Hence, there is also a limit to the enjoyment that they derive from the rays of the Shekhinah, and to their pleasure in the light of God. For they are incapable of deriving enjoyment and delight of an infinite order without being nullified out of their existence and returning to their source. Ki ein yocholin lakabel hana v'sanug b'chinas ein sof mamish lo yisbat lu mimsiosan v'yachzaru limkoiran. Thus, even the creatures of the high spiritual worlds are finite beings, and in order for them to be created in an infinite manner, the process of contraction must be invoked. Being finite, they are totally dissimilar to their source, the infinite godly light that exists prior to contraction. Take away, God is endless and infinite, without limitation. The world is finite and limited. There must have been a real diminution and contraction of divine energy for the world to even exist.